want to do yours first? Just do yours first. It'll be fine. I care more about you than me, so you just do yours first. Paige being happy is what makes me happy. I care more about her happiness than mine. I mean, I know my brain wants heroin so much, but like in this moment right now, I want her to be happy more than I want that. And how big did that weigh out to? Fuck.
You don't have to do that.
Okay, I'm over it. You pussy.
I am. It hurts.
Yeah, who cares?
This pain when it gets up to my knee.
It doesn't matter that it hurts. You're gonna feel amazing in a minute. I will fucking let somebody shoot me in the fucking face and let me feel that good. Come on, we gotta hurry because I've been soaking for a minute.
I'm ready. Wait on you, baby.
Now I feel high. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Try the other angle a little bit. If it sure hurts too bad, then don't though.
Our door's open. Whenever you're ready to come in, come in. But we don't want you to leave. We are all ready for you inside. We got everything you need in there, okay?
If you weren't here, I'd be gone. I wouldn't even be here in the first place. I'm doing it because I love you, and that's it. I'm picking you over the drugs right now. I know this sounds fucked up, but it's hard. Even though I'd pick you any day, but it's just hard.
Last night, Maddie decided that she needed to leave.
And do what? What does she have that she can...
But Paige is there, and, Maddie's telling Paige, you need to man up and tell that it's not just all about me, that you want to leave too. And the truth is, Paige doesn't want to leave. Paige wants to stay.
Maddie has the ability to come in and out of treatment because of her family situation. Paige does not.
She got mad at me, but I told her, look, if you have this illogical, irrational need to go shoot heroin right now, despite the fact that you have 4 days clean, go do it, but don't take your girlfriend down. Leave her be. Then I asked her, I said, Maddie, how are you going to get dope? I've got some money. How are you going to get home? Uber. But here you are almost clean. Why don't you just give it a chance, see how it feels for a couple days?
Heroin makes life easy when you have it. And who doesn't want to live an easy life? Life is not supposed to be easy. Only through hard times, change, struggles, etc. will you grow. And the purpose of life in the universe is to continue, change, and grow. What it comes down to is this. Heroin and hard drugs means about $20 to $100 a day, which means I fail school, which means jail, which means I'm homeless, which means death. Life otherwise means I finish school, which means I do well, which means save money, which means hopefully practically unlimited possibilities.
You want to rock through this one more time? Don't trip.
I let her Sherman on the melody.
So everybody just keep eyes on each other. Keep your head up. Don't fuck it up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
If I could open my arms to span the length of the Isle of Manhattan, I'd bring it to where you are, making a lake of the East River and Hudson. And it is true what you say, that I live like a hermit in my own head. But when the sun shines again, I'll pull the curtains and blinds to let the light in. Sorrow drips into your heart through a pinhole, just like a faucet that leaks. And there is comfort in the sound, but while you debate half, fuck, I'm so sorry. Oh, it slowly rises. Our love will never drown. Love will never drown. Love will never drown. Love will never drown. Love will never drown.
You want to take a break free?
Now it's our turn. Make a difference. Love those fighting substance addiction. Tell them they can make new choices, ones that will help them win the battle. Tell them there is hope. Tell them before it's too late. My hope is we can discover new ways to help addicts. I just wish I could have done more for Chase.
There is nothing I can say I so often neglected to put effort into attaching words to my feelings. Words seem especially useless when I can feel hate for someone and love them with the same ferocity. I didn't know how to talk to Chase candidly before he died, and so I didn't. I think I told him I loved him the last time I saw him, but I'm not certain. So I want to say now that I love each and every one of you. And I thank you so much for being here, and I wish we could have been there before.
I did start to question that, like, why me? It could have been me. There's been other people that have died, quite a few, but none of them like Chase. I don't know. Just I really knew him well and have known him for a long time. And I just wish he could have seen, all the people that came out and all his family and friends. Heroin addicts are looking for that, like, love and connection with somebody that you don't feel like it's there. And now that I'm sober in my own life, I can see that it's there, and I am surrounded by people that love me and care about me, but it's just being in the throes of addiction and not being able to see. That day when I knew for sure that he had actually passed away, I was crying, but I was just like, God, at least I can sit here and deal with this in this way instead of going and getting high. Working in a treatment center is probably one of the most helpful things that's happened to me because, I see people in early recovery 5 out of 7 days a week, and, it's just humbling. To actually go through treatment and admit that you don't like who you are and then try to figure out why and build that back up is why it's a hard process. Actually, I see myself and Chase more than I think I do any of my other friends. A little more quiet and unconcerned with some of the normal drama of high school. We just wanted to be out of it, and so I used a lot of pills with him. It started to become less about the social thing and more of like our little group, our little fucked up friend group, just doing a bunch of drugs together. We used to seriously just go pick up as many as we could and just break them up and snort them, break them up and snort them. I was up at the university, and I had 3 classes with Chase. He came over, and he had heroin. He's like, you want to try some? I said no for about 2 minutes, I think, because I still just had this impression that it was worse than the pills or whatever. And shooting up good dope is like falling in love with somebody for the first time because it was giving me the attention that I wanted and that feeling of love and connection. That's when it got dangerous, was shooting heroin and smoking coke and crack. It was just bad. And I think that's what kills a lot of people, unfortunately, because it's just like your body doesn't know what to do. It's like you give it something to be low and you give it something to be high, and it just basically comes to a standstill.
We've sensed the problem in the community for a long time, and we've all felt that we've just sort of been following what the medical standard has been. I think if you talk to the vast majority of people who are opiate addicts who end up on heroin, they've mostly started with pain pills. Utah's pretty high on the list of opiate deaths. Utah's also one of the states that has decided not to expand Medicaid to sort of lower income patients and provide them the resources to get help.
I want to be able to tell patients that these drugs are dangerous, because they're dangerous. Anybody who takes opiates for more than 6 weeks all of their health outcomes are worse. All of them. Cancer, everything. It's amazing. And you can't have that conversation with somebody who's on long-acting opiates in our current environment without risking your satisfaction scores and risking your patient relationships.
In the 1990s, the measurement of pain became what we call the fifth vital sign. In other words, we had to ask every patient about what their pain level is. So not only were we required to measure pain, it turns out that if we are rated highly by our patients on addressing their pain, there's a positive feedback cycle. It's a system with perverse incentives. And if we're rated low, it not only affects our reputation, but it's directly tied to reimbursement. And it is the direct result of pharmaceutical companies pushing these medications in areas where we didn't have good science.
And unfortunately, a lot of people bought. A lot of institutions bought. We all bought that life should be without an ounce of pain. And if there is pain, we take a pill.
When we have more prescriptions, we have more addictions. When we have more addictions, we have more overdoses. When we have more overdoses, we have more deaths. That's the way it's going to go.
There's not a single solitary shift that goes by that I don't see somebody who is affected by narcotics. Whether it's the housewife, whether it's the person who's living on the streets, there's prescription pain pills, there's heroin, it's awful. I know personally 7 physicians who have heroin-addicted children. I know 4 physicians whose children have died of heroin overdoses in Salt Lake City. That's not okay.
We talk about how it's everywhere. It's been everywhere, but it's just gotten so much bigger. In the CDC, the most recent heroin stats, it's, in the last, I think since 2010, 300% were up on heroin overdose deaths. This is not getting better. This is gonna get way worse before it gets any better. And it is every segment of society. It's men, women, kids. You got money, you got no money. You got insurance, you got no insurance. It's everybody. My brother, Andy, who was about 4 years younger than me, got involved in heroin. And he got taken down quickly, and he went down the path that everybody hears. You can hear this story a million times over and over, and it's the same devastating outcome. So he died actually in May of 1996, and I had finally been accepted to medical school. When we went to clean his things out of his room in this house, he had a calendar up, and it said, little bits, do this, do that. And he had Jenny's graduation, and then he had, on the next day, get a life. He just happened to die 2 days before he got that chance.
Paige, will you pick me out an outfit, please?
What do you want?
I don't know, just something that you... I like it when you pick me stuff out because I know you think what I'm wearing is cute.
They shouldn't go up because then it looks like you're like scared all the time.
Well, they're not like that.
And they do this.
Yeah, but they're not like that.
And they're like literally triangles and they look like this.
Okay, yeah, but that's not what this is. I don't look scared because of this eye. Do I look scared right now? Do you want to come up or do you want to just chill in the car and we'll be down in a minute? Yeah, I'm basically just gonna change. Okay, bye. Wait, I don't need this.
So tell me what I can do to help you out.
I don't know. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I'm like really nervous about detox.
Of course you are. How many times have you gone to detox in the past?
Maybe like 5 or 6.
And were you able to make it through any of them?
2 of them.
Right. And what happened to the others?
I left.
And now you're ready again?
I don't know. That's a hard question.
You're still getting high?
Yeah.
And
she's not.
And you're liking it?
Of course I like it. But like part of me wants something different,
So what I'm really well known for is my ability to provide really comfortable detox. You need to be dedicated and convinced that this is the right thing to do.
I keep saying, like, I'm waiting for that moment where I, like, really just want to go, like, where I'm just done. Right. And I've come to this conclusion lately that, like, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, you know?
The unfortunate truth of this situation is that if you don't get clean, you're not going to have a very long life. That's the truth. You know how to take care of yourself right now so you don't get sick. And what's really hard is for you to trust somebody who you don't know. You're used to doing it, and I know you're good at it. Mm-hmm. So if you can get comfortable and sleep, we're ahead of the game.
I do remember being really young and just not feeling happy. I felt like everybody had this handbook to life and that, like, I wasn't given it. I have great memories too, you know, playing with my brothers, and I danced. I like to dance. I was a little ballerina. I was born in Salt Lake City, Utah, into a family that has financial means. My parents are still together, and I have 2 brothers. I'm in the middle. I was 15 years old, and I was hanging out with some friends, and one of them had OxyContin. I had no idea what it was. But that was the beginning of it. That was the beginning of the end. The beginning of this life destruction that I've been on ever since. I was having a bad day. Oh, I'll go, you know, have a couple drinks with my friends. Or if it was a Friday, I'm gonna go get high. Oh, you know, I got in a fight with my mom, I'm gonna go get high. I spent 9 months in and out of rehab, running away, relapsing. The longest I could put together was like 40 days. And then I'd go out and get high or get drunk and then come back and start over again.
I was born in Long Beach, California. We didn't have a lot of money. So when I turned 10, my dad died, my mom got divorced, and we moved. 11, I started drinking and smoking pot and doing speed and pills. And I just went straight to heroin. Within a week, I was shooting it and selling it. It's really hard for me to express my feelings because I've pushed them down for so long. It's easier when you're high because you don't really think about it. For like the 5th year in a row, I've either been in rehab or in jail. Tried like anything you could think of. It didn't work. My insurance just sucked. They would give me lists of places they cover, but then I called the rehab and they're like, no, we don't. Met Maddie in rehab and kept seeing each other when we got out. And she was clean and I wasn't. And I'd get clean for a little bit and then get high again. She stayed clean the whole time. We've been through a lot.
We're very entwined. It's probably not healthy how entwined we are with one another. But at the same time, she is like my everything.
One thing I've noticed is that I'm extremely sensitive and in need of affection. Heroin numbs my feelings and removes that need. So I need something to fill that void. I have been too dependent on a person or substance all of my life. When I was young, it was my mom. Then it became girlfriends. Then cocaine. Then treatment. Then alcohol. Now heroin. Do I go back and forth in my head to keep from taking responsibility? Don't make excuses. Start small. Build your way up. Don't dwell on yourself for your own problems. Help yourself by helping others.
Chase and I entered high school, he started to become very secretive and reclusive. He would lock himself in his room or in the bathroom for extended periods of time, and I knew that something was off. So my parents sent Chase to a wilderness therapy program when he was in 10th grade. After that, he went to an outpatient program, and I thought we were in the clear. I thought he was okay, and I only remember being concerned again when he went to college. When I first discovered that he was using heroin, I remember having conversations with him like, what are you doing? You're gonna die. Like, people die when they do heroin. And he would say things to me like, well, I'm not gonna die. I've got it under control and I'm okay. You think you're gonna be safe from that kind of stuff or separate from it, and that people who use heroin are dirty and junkies. The only way that I can make sense of it is that it's just a totally different world that we're growing up in, that nobody was prepared for, nobody anticipated, and nobody was able to prepare us for.
Whenever he came over to the house, I followed him around like a hound dog just because I lost all trust in him because he had stolen money and jewelry and just so many things that I had no trust in him, which broke my heart that I couldn't trust my son to even be in his house. The doctor that was seeing him said, if you don't stop using heroin, it will kill you. And Chase said, I know, I'm not gonna use anymore. This is it. I did actually tell my husband, you know what, Chase is probably gonna die. And I'm not gonna feel guilty about it because we did the best that we knew how to do. And I'm no expert. And I'm sure that we did not all the wrong things, but a lot of wrong things. And I look back and think, oh, I should have done this and I should have done that. And then I also think, I don't know if it would have mattered.
My story is not like some where there's, these huge dramas and dramatic things. I remember just coming out and being like, my parents are getting divorced and I don't know what to do. So much of my process of getting well was looking back at that and trying to, what was happening with me at the time. And I just didn't really know, and I didn't have the tools to understand. Just the way I internalized it and how it was relative to my life was really devastating. About 2 weeks before I went into treatment, I was arrested. That was kind of a big breaking point. So I went to jail, and it was just so terrible. I was so dope sick. It's like this primal distress of the soul. And that's part of what keeps people sick too, because you use the drugs to cover up what's going on beneath the emotional stuff, but at the same time, even when you're not high, you're so distressed that you don't think about your emotional stuff anyway. So whether you're feeling bad or good, it's all focused around getting your drug. Ended up getting booked and released. And since I hadn't scored all day, I was still just feeling terrible. I was out of needles too at that point. So the only one I had was all bent up, and I sat there for probably like 45 minutes just trying to shoot up with this bent needle. And I don't know what spurred me to do it, but I was just lying on this lawn. And so I just called my mom and I was like, all right, I think I'm ready to go to detox now. And that started the recovery. My boss, who I work for nowadays, actually is the one who picked me up from detox.
So what are you you guys got on deck that we need to staff?
21-year-old girl using heroin for about 2.5 years.
Okay, smoking it or IV?
Smoking it.
Okay.
She lives here in town. She's actually from here originally. Her mom lives in Arizona, was doing well, and then she actually moved back here, sort of couch surfing around right now. So she's...
Was she clean when she moved back up here, or was she?
She was clean when she moved back up here.
Okay.
And then kind of getting back.
How much is she using?
That I don't know for sure. Her mom didn't know.
Is she insurance?
She is.
Okay. The issue with that, of course, is that the insurance carriers aren't paying for opioid detox anymore, so we're gonna have to figure that out with her and mom.
Yeah.
And it seems like every other person coming in is, heroin is their drug of choice, so not surprised, sad.
Yeah.
Why don't we reach out to mom and see if there's some way to get her up here so we can sit down and meet with her in person.
That's good.
And then maybe we can get her referred out to get on Suboxone for a couple days just to stabilize before we get her admitted.
Hi, Dad. How are you? No. It was all good. Yeah, I really like my therapist. She's awesome. For months and months, I haven't really had that much support other than Paige. It's been, I think, a step in the right direction towards me getting well. Like I was just saying the other day, the addiction is stronger than a mother's love for their child. Or a father's love for their child. I know, Dad. I know it's scary. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not, ready to die. I said I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting. I know you'd do anything for me, except give me money. I love you so much. We need to talk more on the phone. I know. Okay. Bye. You too.
You're a good one.
You are.
So let's talk about the detox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I told them the story, obviously, and they know a lot about you. And then I said, what's really unfair is that her girlfriend, who is just as bad off as she is, only has insurance, and we don't know what the insurance will cover. And so they got back with me a little bit later, and they said, you know what? If Maddie comes, then we will take Paige and we will detox her for free.
Really? You said that? That makes me so happy.
I know, I couldn't believe it. People are awesome sometimes.
Yeah, they are.
They are. They're really good. And when you're ready, sooner than later, you call me.
Okay. I will.
Like, immediately.
Yeah, I will.
And we'll make it happen.
Okay.
One of the biggest barriers is that she is scared to death of detox.
It sounds like that she would also be afraid of losing Paige, also. That if she got sober or through the course of treatment, one of them got sober and one of them didn't, it would threaten that connection, that only connection she's experienced. That sounds like part of it from what you said.
Yeah, and the other part is that she's afraid even to go to treatment because she knows that that's when they would have to separate.
That's her safe place.
100%. And Paige is loyal. She's quiet.
She's thoughtful.
Has Maddie gone to rehab after meeting Paige?
Yes, several times. And she's
And they find their way back to each other.
Yeah, she's walked out.
How is she supporting herself financially right now?
Her parents supported her for quite some time, but they stopped. And right now, the money is running out. They are also supplementing their income by selling drugs.
How would you describe the relationship with mom and dad, brothers, with Maddie?
She doesn't have the typical relationship that a lot of my young adults have with their parents. She isn't angry with them for cutting her off. In fact, she very quietly says she understands it, and if she were in their position, she would too. And she hates it, but she really can see that they love her.
I think she would need a program that really looked at chronic relapse, had some expertise. If you had it all, it would be a place that would really deal with shame, because I think Maddie just feels like a big failure.
It's really going to be about the connection she makes with the program and some of the long-term pieces that are available, because I think that kept her sober for 9 months. I mean, that was working.
So for her to learn to stand on her own 2 feet and start developing an identity for herself is going to be critical long-term.
Treatment with heroin addiction, it's fairly complex because you've got the addiction, but 99% of the time, you've got some reason why they were particularly vulnerable.
We feel anybody who struggles with substance abuse is self-medicating an underlying emotional issue or psychological issue. Kids don't really have an opportunity to get to know themselves or get to know the world around them in a meaningful way, and I think that they get lost.
There is this kind of assumption of your persona being okay and not flawed and not having issues as being the only reflection that you're allowed to have.
I'm seeing a ton of trauma. And the thing about trauma is there's often so much shame associated with that. Sometimes it's a trauma with a capital T. Something obvious and really bad has happened. But then there's the small t trauma. A lot of little things over time that build up and really give the young person the message that they're bad. I guarantee you there is shame involved in their drug addiction. The shame is so toxic.
Shame becomes the psychological driver of addiction. We differentiate between guilt and shame in treatment. We say guilt is I did something bad, shame is I am bad. Guilt's good. It produces accountability and change in behavior. No one can get better if they are feeling shame, because if you are bad, what would you do about that?
So imagine the shame coming from that vision of what your life will look like to looking in the mirror and saying, I'm a heroin addict. And the shame and the self-hatred, they dance together. And they keep dancing until it's treated.
I mean, if you think about the ideal time to intervene upon an addict's life, it's when they come to the emergency department in withdrawal, they're miserable, they want to stop, and you have nothing to offer them.
I took care of a guy the other night, and he said, I went to jail for 3 years, and he said that's really the only time that I was able to get sober.
But doesn't that seem crazy? I mean, would we incarcerate a non-controlled diabetic?
No. Right.
I mean, doesn't that sound like an asinine thought? Right. And yet, isn't addiction a disease?
Yeah.
And yet, sometimes our best solution is incarceration.
We have plenty of opiates to offer them, but we have no help to offer them, primarily because the vast majority of our patients who come in that situation are unfunded. There's not enough substance abuse treatment out there, and it's really sad because I think we're really missing an opportunity to save a lot of lives.
The resources for help aren't there as it would be for diabetes or hypertension or heart disease. And until we make that shift, as a society, we'll continue to struggle.
There is a baseline level of care that we feel is due to everyone for any medical condition. It isn't translating in the world of addiction. The resources are not getting dedicated to it.
So an addict comes in and they may request help. Depending upon their insurance, depending upon the financial and family resources that they have, they'll be given different options, which is a little disconnected from the traditional practice of medicine. It makes treatment variable. When it doesn't work, we hope there'll be a next time.
People throughout this state have folks living within their neighborhoods, and they don't know they're addicts. They don't talk about that they're addicts. They don't support each other through their addiction. And that's a cultural thing here. We don't talk about things that aren't pretty. I'm sad for my state. 5th in the nation? Come on, we're one of the healthiest living places. You see article after article. Healthy living, Utah. Healthy unless you happen to get into opiates, and then you're dead.
Dear Mom and Dad, please help me quit doing heroin. I had to write this because I'm too ashamed and scared of actually quitting this drug to ask you for help in person. But here's the honest truth. I cannot quit this drug on my own. I need your help. I'm going to write out how I would like you to help me. 1, I need to still live with you, so I have people to whom I have to be accountable to. 2, maybe most importantly, I need to delete all drug dealers' numbers from my phone and change my number. 3, what I want is to go to a doctor and get help with just the most serious problems. Not being able to sleep, serious anxiety and panic attacks around not using. Please, help me quit doing heroin.
He had a lot of demons and struggles that he was trying to work through and didn't really know how to do it. And I think his writing his feelings down has given me an opportunity to get to know him on his real, true, genuine level of what he was really going through internally that he, for some reason, never felt like he could share with anybody. And I think that's a lot of addicts have that same problem because they feel so shameful and bad about being an addict for one, and doing all the things that they do to get their drugs. So they're sad, but again, I would have never known any of that had he not written it down. I knew he was struggling, of course, obviously we all did, but he never shared any of that with us.
My parents are obviously grieving differently and processing this in different ways. My dad is so angry, just angry at the world, at himself, angry at Chase. The day that Chase died was the first time he started a Facebook. He would post photos of Chase, of him and Chase. My dad will write, me and my best friend, Chase. That is probably the most tragic part to me. I think something that my dad really wanted, but for some reason or another didn't happen. And now that he's gone, that's something that I think my dad really wishes had happened. I think he wishes that they were closer. He wishes that they had been best friends.
They don't deserve to be taken because they didn't get enough tries. They don't deserve to be taken because there weren't resources.
All addiction is life-threatening, but for the heroin addict, it's just gonna get you faster.
You can look in any, obituary section, any paper in America, and there's 22, 23-year-old kids in there, and those kids don't die of natural causes. I guess what's important to most people is whether it's your kid.
If somebody's cancer comes back and they relapse, we don't say you didn't chemo hard enough, we're not gonna support you. Look at that for addiction. We don't give people the impression that their lives matter, and we don't say, this method of treatment didn't work for you. Let's try this one. We have the antidote to save someone from an opiate overdose. We have had it for years and decades. It's naloxone. Anyone who works in an ER, anyone who works in an ambulance rig, they will tell you it works. Somebody overdoses, you give naloxone, they're not dead. They used to be able to get a vial of naloxone for less than $1. I can't get it for less than $15 right now. I started asking for funding in December. By the time everything was approved and the applications were through and I got a check in June, the price had doubled in that short time. That's not the way this is supposed to work. You have this vision of what you want an outreach to look like. One of my goals is to get kind of an army of people who are trained to teach people about overdose recognition, overdose prevention, because it isn't all just about rescue for me. I'm guesstimating it was about 60-ish that we got out. You need for today.
Yeah, count out, and then let's put everything into that one.
So 2 doses of naloxone, 2 syringes, info packet.
Yeah, keep the oranges out so we can put those on top for people who want to actually have a feel for the syringes. Yeah.
Okay, there's some spares if you need them. I mean, Sam and I are good, but we need resources and we need help. And more importantly, I think we need a global acceptance. Plenty of my friends have been saying, boy, you've been talking about this a long time. So there's some justice in that, I suppose, that it's finally gotten there. A little too late for Andy, a little too late for hundreds and thousands of others, but that's how I kind of got here.
When you die, your brain stops. And what you really are the electronic impulses in your brain. Once those cease to take place, your person, you, your memories, everything that you've experienced, thought, felt, done, is gone. You are like a star. You were born, you live your life creating memories, experiences, interactions with other people. Some people have small gravity, and when they die, they slowly peter out. Some people are huge stars with massive gravity, affecting everything around them.
When we got up there, he was in the emergency room and they were working on him. He was naked and they were hooking him up to all these machines. And they confirmed that his brainstem was turning black. And they said, he won't ever come out of this. Within an hour after that, they turned off all the machines and we all went in. And just watched him pass away. And it was quick, and he went peacefully, and he had just one little pulse in his neck that I could see. I just remember just watching that, and slowly it just stopped. And he was gone. But really, he was gone a long time ago.
I think I've been ready for a while, like off and on. I don't know, I was just waiting for her.
I'm not gonna keep dragging her along, and I'm not gonna keep letting our lives just get shittier and shittier and making her just sit there and wait for me. I think the right thing to do is to just go. Maybe even just a few weeks ago, I was thinking, well, you know, when we run out of the money, like, I'm gonna do everything I can to keep using, and I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
I don't have a choice. I mean, if we're out of money, I'm not willing to be on the street and homeless again. I've done that tons of times. I don't want to do it. The way I look at it is, once I don't have insurance, it's like, that's it. You know, that's it.
Okay, baby.
I just want us to be happy. And to live the lives you want to. It just sucks to know that, you know, even though we're not like on the street and stuff, we lost so much just because we're getting caught.
So I just got the most heartfelt, lengthy message from Maddie, basically begging for readmission, and that she feels personally responsible because Paige really didn't want to leave.
Right. What did she write exactly?
Hi, Ronee. This is Maddie and Paige. We wanted to first apologize for our behavior in leaving. We are humbly asking you to reconsider allowing us to come back at the same time. This last week, we have hit a spiritual bottom, and we are ready to come ASAP, even right this second.
I need to make sure that there's no manipulating and, trying to get things her way, because her way is going to kill her. They have to be willing to hand over all of their communication devices and give you permission to send that home.
I love that idea. In fact, I was thinking something very, very similar.
I need like 5 phones in my line of work. Hey, Maddie.
Hi, what's up?
The problem with you guys going together is that the chances of one of you walking out and the other following are like 100%. So
We're not gonna walk out.
Tell me why not, honey.
Because I told you I've hit this spiritual bottom. I really want to get help. Begging you to please let us take this opportunity.
So tell me what your commitment to treatment is. Are you willing to go where we recommend and stay as long as you need to?
Yeah, I'm willing to go.
We'll do a seamless transition for Paige as well. She's going to go to Ascend because it's the best place for her, and we'll just figure out how to get her there in a way that's good for her. I hear some really different stuff coming from you, so that's great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And let's get you moving on from spiritual bottom to spiritual high very quickly.
Here's one of just me.
What goes that way?
You can pick some of these to bring with you. This one. I'm basically doing anything right now to avoid thinking about going to detox. I'm starting to freak out. I don't want to think about it right now. Fuck. I don't want to go. I really don't want to go.
Try to be quick. The more you relax, the faster we could get the blood, okay? Like a tight fist.
It's so cold. I need another layer.
It's cold outside?
Yeah, usually. That's why you should bring your blankets.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
It's like you get sober and you have to learn how to live your life. All your friends are still drinking and smoking and doing whatever else. Everything you do, you gotta learn how to do again. Garden's a thing that you pay attention to daily. You don't just let the weeds grow, and then if you do, you've got this huge mess to clear out. Life just continues to test you. I know what it's like to be sober and live a good life, and I don't want to lose that.
It has been very hard for me to watch my mom and my dad and my sister dealing with Chase's death. My dad expresses so much frustration and deep sorrow. He feels responsible for what happened to Chase. I wish that he would have showed us his journals as he was writing them. They all say the same thing. I'm addicted to heroin. I need help. I can't fix this on my own. He was disappointed with himself and scared and terrified, knowing that he could die as well. I know it's not my fault. I did everything that I knew I could do, and I have to be at peace with that. I have really found myself being called to the outdoors, especially since he's been gone. I've needed to get out. I've been working at a wilderness therapy program for the last 8 months. I'm considering applying to grad school and maybe becoming a therapist.
This time I did it for myself, and I want to be clean. Big thing for me, staying clean, is being busy. Going to the gym, going to the park with my dog, meetings, talking to my sponsor. I work a lot, is what I do. When I'm not working, hang out with my dog. She's a lot of responsibility, and if I get high, not only will my life fall apart, but I'll lose her. So it's not worth it to me. She keeps me clean a lot of the time.
I would say for the first 6 months of my sobriety, I did not want to be clean. Something just switched when Paige and I decided to go our separate ways. I remember I was driving in my car and I just asked myself, am I gonna do this for me? When I was in my addiction, I acted outside of my morals and values in order to get drugs. I tried time and time again to exercise my willpower to stop, and I just couldn't do it. I'm trying to focus on getting free of the harm that I've caused. I have these note cards now. I have the person's name that I've harmed, and on the back I have what I've done. So it's just like one by one going to these people and saying, I did this, this, and this, and I'm wondering if there's any way that I can make this right. I am dedicating my entire life to recovery. I work full-time in a treatment center. I have found this passion in my heart and in my soul. I refuse to stand on the sidelines while my people die.
Heroin is such a powerful drug, and you can always relapse. I'm moving in a week back to California to go work in a sober living, and I'm transferring out there my job as a dog groomer. It's not necessarily about the money, like how much will I get paid that's gonna make me happy. It's not. I want something that I can get up every morning and be excited to go do. I just want to be happy. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that entails. I just want to be happy.